One of the most profound shifts that Germanische Heilkunde gave me was this simple question. What if our symptoms actually make sense? For most of my life, like many people, I was taught to think of symptoms as mistakes. Something had gone wrong. The body had malfunctioned. Our job was to get rid of the symptom as quickly as possible. But Germanische Heilkunde invited me to consider a completely different perspective. What if nature isn't making mistakes? What if the body isn't confused? What if every biological response has meaning? That question changed everything for me. According to Germanische Heilkunde, what we often call illness may actually represent meaningful biological programs that are helping us adapt, survive, and eventually become stronger. Nature doesn't waste energy. It doesn't create random chaos. Every system in nature has purpose. The human body is no different. When I began studying these biological laws, I started seeing symptoms through an entirely new lens. Instead of asking, why is my body doing this to me? I began asking, what is my body trying to tell me? That doesn't mean that symptoms are comfortable. Far from it. Healing often requires us to slow down. There can be fatigue, inflammation, there can be pain, there can be heat. There may be a period where we need to rest instead of push forward. But perhaps these experiences are not signs that the body is failing. Perhaps they are signs that the body is rebuilding. I often think about it like strengthening a weak link in a chain. Before something becomes stronger, the weak point has to be exposed. Sometimes it has to be broken down. Then it can be rebuilt with greater strength. When we recover from many illnesses, we often hear people say, my immunity is stronger now. That observation has always fascinated me. Perhaps nature intended that all along. Perhaps many healing processes are designed not simply to restore us to where we were before, but to help us emerge more resilient than we were before the challenge. To me, this reflects the extraordinary intelligence of nature. Nature isn't interested in perfection. Nature is interested in adaptation. It is interested in resilience. It is interested in helping living organisms survive, learn, and become more robust over time. This perspective also changed the way I experienced my own health challenges. Instead of seeing symptoms as enemies, I became curious. What was my biology trying to communicate? What adaptation was taking place? What lesson was nature inviting me to understand? These questions didn't make every experience easier, but they made every experience more meaningful. And once I began seeing the body as an intelligent partner rather than an adversary, I found myself approaching health with far more curiosity than fear. And that curiosity opened the door to an even deeper realization. If symptoms are meaningful, then perhaps the experiences that precede those symptoms are meaningful too. And that's where my attention turned next, to the role that our relationships play in shaping our biology.